really does work, doesn't
Yep. Hello, good afternoon, viewers, and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Dimpers TV. Today's going to be an awesome program. I can 100% guarantee you're going to really love what we're going to talk about today. Well, my name's Lizzie Quartingham, and as you all know, every second Sunday we meet at this studio and we talk about real life stories and real life experiences and challenges. And I hope that we can educate our community to support each other to come to one real place, and that's what it's all about, really. So I'm going to introduce these beautiful two ladies here with me today. Today's topic is about teenage pregnancy, and I've got these two wonderful ladies here. Betty, who fell pregnant at a very young age, who's going to be sharing her story with us today. And of course I have Z here, who has been friends with Betty for so many years and have seen the challenges that Betty's been through raising, is it 3 or 4 children?
5.
5 children. Wow, amazing. Take my hat off to you. Well done to you. So, Betty, you go ahead and introduce yourself to the viewers.
So hi, my name is Betty. I'm a mother of 5 children, ranging from 3 boys and 2 girls.
Wonderful. And you?
I'm Zalika. I have 2 children between 4 and 8.
Wonderful. So today's topic, like I said, you're really going to enjoy it, trust me. We would like you to comment, we'd like you to share, we'd like you to ask questions. I've got the brand new phone in the studio, so hello, you can ring us. The number will appear on the screen, and if it doesn't, I'll repeat it as the show goes along. So welcome everybody, and please do give us your comments. Tell us, ask us the questions, yeah, basically, because that's what it's all about here. All right. So Betty, what's your full name?
Betty Jeffra Davis.
Oh wow, wonderful. Where are you from?
I'm a British born of Ghanaian parents.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So I can imagine when you fell pregnant quite young, what must have happened in the household?
Grandma was like, "You're not going to disgrace me. You can't do that." And at the time, because I was like actually young love kind of was for my partner, it was like that's what I wanted at the time. So yeah, my family wasn't like, they wasn't supportive in the beginning, because you know how Ghanaians are already. But as the months went on and they realised that she's actually going to have this baby, they kind of warmed up to it.
Okay, so I'm going to start and dive straight in and ask you a question that you're probably thinking, when's she going to ask me that question? How old was you when you fell pregnant?
I was 15.
Wow.
I fell pregnant 15 and had her 16. So by the time I turned 16, I had like literally just had her.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was life like?
At the time I was just at home with my mum, going to school. I was going to college actually, studying performing arts, and then I fell pregnant and I wanted to go back to college. And they actually accepted me. So I was doing performing arts in Wandsworth, South Thames. And because it had a creche facility, they allowed me to kind of like bring her in and sometimes bring her upstairs into the lessons and stuff. So yeah.
Wow. Like I said to the viewers, it will be an amazing program. So do tune and pay very good attention to what we're talking about today. Comment, please, ask the questions. The phone lines will be opened in maybe the next sort of maybe 35 to 40 minutes time. Do ask the questions, because that's what it's all about today. We're all educating ourselves. And I normally say to the viewers, education isn't just sitting in a classroom and just sort of learning from the blackboard, or what do they call it now? Smartboard. That's not what it's all about. I mean, all this is part of how we can educate ourselves. One, in the community, and also individuals that really might need this. I'm sure there's someone out there that your daughter or son might have got someone pregnant and you're thinking, God, what do I do? Where do I go from here?
Exactly.
And hence why it's such a brilliant platform to have for today. So say you've been friends with Betty for some time.
Yeah.
What was it like for you as a friend, sort of hearing that your best friend's falling pregnant at the age of 15?
Well, to be honest, I take my hats off her, just like you said, because my mum fell pregnant when she was young as well. So I could never imagine how hard it might have been to be able to survive through that, she's pulled through and she's played some beautiful children. I'm so proud of my children. They feel like my children. They are very beautiful and loving children. For her to raise them up from 15 years old, we're still teenagers. We don't know A from B really, you know. So for her to be able to become a woman so young and to be able to do it and to push through, she's something special. I tell her almost every day she's something special.
Right. I mean, really, the kind of questions I'm going to ask you today is like the challenges you went through. You've told me about going to college, taking her with you, but the real roots of falling pregnant at 15, I mean, what can you share with the viewers? And if you kind of face a camera, I should do that, yeah. What can you share with them? I mean, if any parents going through this at the moment, or any teenage who might be pregnant right now and thinking, right, what do I do?
For me, right now, the advice I would give to anyone who is like at the age of like 15, 14, 16, wanting to have a child, don't. It's not worth it, because it's been a rough journey. Like, it's not been smooth, and I'm an only child to my mum, so it's like I've always had to have my mum there. She's always had to be there, because what am I going to do? I'm young, I don't know anything. So I'd say take your time. Take your time in life. You can always have children. If doctor hasn't written it in black and white to say that you can't, you can get your job. Make sure your foundation is stable, you're equipped, so that when the child comes, you don't need to be like going to handouts, put it that way. Do you know what I mean? Just handouts to be able to maintain your own and hold your home. Because for me, it wasn't like that. It wasn't. I was from house to house to house, moving the kids from school to school. It was very unsettling. Yeah, it was very unsettling.
So you've got 5 children. How old are they? What's the age range?
So my daughter recently just turned 16. Then my son's 14. I have a daughter who is 7, a son who is 5, and my last born who is 2.5, turning 3.
Wow, that's just so amazing, isn't it? So your household must be hectic, if that's the right word for me to use. Getting ready in the morning to go to work and college and whatever you have to do.
Yeah, right now I'm not working, so I'm just like school run, helping out my mum and my gran, and just doing my little social life here and there. So I'm all about the kids right now, all about them.
Wonderful. So even though you had a baby at the age of 16, so you fell pregnant at 15 but had the baby at 16.
Yeah.
You still kind of pulled through, but you're saying how challenging that must have been for you at the time.
Yeah, because...
What would you have done differently, do you think?
Well, I don't think I would have had the child so young. I think I would have like finished college at least and had a job. But because obviously I took the choice, I made the decision to have her so young, I wanted to go back to college. And where I was living at the time, the college near me didn't have a creche facility. So that meant I had to travel to Wandsworth, South Thames, before coming back to Putney, where I was actually studying at, to drop her off before making classes. So all of that in the morning was like, it was tough. Waking up early, making the early morning traffic, it was tough.
Yeah. So, you know, these fathers that you have the kids with, any of them in your life at the moment?
To be honest with you, not putting myself out there too much.
No, I understand that, yeah.
Like, I do have 5 children, and I do have, like, I had 4 partners. Yeah. So my older 2 are for one partner, and then the rest have individual dads.
Yeah, the only reason why I asked that is so that, you know, the viewers can kind of see whether you get support from partners or not, because even though you've had these 5 children, you obviously didn't do it by yourself.
Yeah, of course.
So I want the men to also be responsible. That look, it's so great that, you know, we can go out there and get women pregnant, but we must also play our role, whether 15, 16 or 14. Well, that's why I asked that question.
Yeah, well, where I am right now, they don't play a big part. It's more consistency. They're there, but it's the consistency. I don't mind, but as the children grow up and they see others go off of their dad, and it's, where's my dad? And like, one of my kids, he's very intelligent for his age. He's 5 and he's really intelligent. he'll be like, how come she's going with her dad and where's mine? So I've got to be like, do you know what, don't worry, Daddy will come. Do you know what I mean? He's working, he's busy, but you will see him. Kind of just like ease him off, because it's difficult seeing your sibling go off and you're left behind with mum. It is hard, but it is what it is. I'm proud of myself.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like, I have to tap myself on the shoulder, because it's been rough.
Yeah, and you're here.
Yeah,
and
I
you're
am.
doing it. Yeah. Not everybody pulls through this way, because there are other ways that people might end up,
exactly.
Sort of not doing it the way it should be. Some people might do adoption. Some people might hand it over to mums or grandma or whoever they might be. Yeah. So pat on the back to you. Well done. Yeah. So as a friend, when you obviously go to see Betty, or if there's functions or anything like that, what sort of role do you play in the kid's life?
I'll try and help as much as I can, but obviously as soon as I get over there, instead of it's 5, it's 7. So it does make it a bit more challenging.
Yeah.
But I think that the friendship that we have together, I think we kind of juggle the kids quite easily, because my 8-year-old, she's best friends with her 7-year-old. So them two, the girls, they can be together. The 5, 4, and then 2.5-year-old, they're together doing their own little thing. So it does make it a bit easier sometimes. But to be able to say, okay, kids, let's get your coats on, go toilet, get shoes on. That's another story. Yeah, literally in high order, just to get them all sorted.
Yeah.
Make sure, have you done everything? But it is nice.
It is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, and because I come from a big family as well, so seeing her for all her kids, it makes me feel nice. Like, you're supposed to have a lot of family around you.
Yeah.
It was unfortunate that May had to have been so young that she started her family, but she never gave up on them.
Exactly.
There's a lot of people that would, I'm 50, I want to still live my life, I want to enjoy myself as a young child. But she never, she took on, and there's not a lot of people you can say that could do that, because I personally can't imagine being 50 and pregnant. I don't know how.
You don't know.
Yeah, it is amazing to me to see how far she's come. Like,
how long have you been friends for? How many years have you been friends?
About 3 years now.
Oh, 3 years.
4 years now. Yeah.
And how did you meet each other?
The school run, actually.
Okay.
My daughter started the same school, and I always used to see her with her kids, and she's always, and I was like, wow, I admired this woman. Before I even knew her, I told her, I was like, wow, before I knew you, I always admired you. You see the kids you've got, and you're still being able to make them look presentable, taking them to school on time, and doing anything. Half the time, I can't even sort out myself in the morning for myself. I'm just like, oh my God, my head's everywhere. But she can get all these children and done within literally that.
Wonderful.
Superwoman.
Great stuff. So I'm just going to actually say to the viewers that please do share. Give us the comments as well. Write the comments so that we can have a look at how we can respond to you. The phone number's on the screen. I'm still struggling to get my phone to work, so I might get Z to help me on this one. But it'll be all right on the night, promise you. So do share and give us the comments and see how best we can answer these questions. Betsy, who's obviously got 5 children, had a baby at the age of 16, can tell you how she did it. If you're going through this experience at the moment, hang on in there, because there is hope. There's so many organisations out there that can help and support as well. And I know that sometimes being so young, it can come with all other sort of repercussions, like anxiety or depression or whatever it might be. And there is so many agencies that you can contact, which I've got a couple of details here. So, so you've got a son who is 14, is that right?
Yeah.
And your son's got a condition, is that right?
Yeah, he's been diagnosed with ADHD. So it was actually me that noticed it in him. He was just like, he couldn't sit still. He was always on the move. So then I went to school and I said to him, do you see, notice a certain type of behaviour in him? And they were like, actually we do. So through talking to them, they said they're going to put things in place to assess him, to observe him, to see how he behaves. So he used to rock on his chair quite a lot. So they gave him a cushion. And then when he's like doing carpet time, he used to fidget with his laces, the string on his jumper. So they gave him blue tack to just like to build his concentration down to just that one object instead of just moving around so much. So through that, they said maybe I'll have to get a second opinion, which I did. And yeah, he got diagnosed in like 2008 with having ADHD.
Has that helped him with like the behaviour and
Oh,
having the diagnosis, and maybe is he on medication?
yeah, he is. He is a medicated child. Hezekiah's got strong will. He's got a strong spirit in him. So as the years have gone on and his medication, we just thought it wasn't working, so they upped the dose.
Mm-hmm.
So from 5 mg, he's actually now on a 30 mg. And like I said, over the years as he's grown up, he's 14 now. So for him, he feels like it's not working. His medication's not working for him, but outsiders can see the signs of the ADHD pulling through his natural behaviour, as in he's all over the place of coming through his coat down, like his concentration. Even when he's talking to you, he'll speak for a short time and then just flip onto something else. It's like his mind's not right. But then we just think it's the ADHD. But apart from that, as an individual, he seems like a normal child.
Yeah. Yeah.
But school, when you're at school, obviously you're in the classroom setting, you have to concentrate on your teacher. That's where he finds it a bit difficult.
To sit still. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So how is he in general?
In general, he's just a boisterous 14-year-old that just wants to be with his friends all the time, and yeah, he's all right at the moment.
Wow. Okay, that's all good. And Z, you've got 2 children and you're married, is that right?
Yeah, I am.
Tell us a little bit about your sort of journey. Was you younger when you got married?
I wasn't young. I only got married about a year ago, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. But we have been together almost 7 years. So it's been a long road that we've been down. But I would everything that we've been through together, I wouldn't choose to do it for anyone else. Yeah. It's actually been an eye opener, and it's made me grow as a person from what I was before to thinking how life could be. So everything, you could just ride through everything. Like it's been a very long journey.
Excellent. So you got married 2 years ago, did you say?
A year ago.
A year ago, yeah. So that's kind of fairly young
It is,
still, isn't it?
it is.
How was that for you?
It was beautiful. I used to play it off like, oh, I'm okay, I can get through or whatever. But the day, I was extremely nervous. I was, because when you get married, it's not just like, oh, like you're not boyfriend and girlfriend anymore. You're husband and wife. Like you're building and becoming family, becoming one.
Yeah.
And especially with his grandparents, they've been married. I think it's 50 something years now. So we've got some big shoes to fill. Especially he's the first grandchild as well. So we've got a lot of big shoes to fill. But I feel the determination and the will and the love we have for each other. It's gonna push through. Yeah, it's gonna push us there.
So seeing it right now, there's Betty who's got 5 kids and single mum. Is that right? And then I've got you on the other end who's got 2 kids and are married. Yeah. But you're both same age group?
I'm 28.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm 32.
Oh, right, okay.
So it's not too far apart though.
Yeah. But it's just really interesting to have both sides. But I think the end of the day, it's the same struggles, isn't it?
Yeah.
Married or not.
You still,
And that's the point I'm trying to really get at. Yeah.
Like for me, Zalika seeing me what I'm going through. Not saying she's gonna have it exactly how I've got it, but for her, she's still got that teenage stage to come to. Like I said, not saying she's gonna have it as hard as I am, but she's still got that adolescent. That's what I call it right now. The adolescent stage.
We've all been through it. Like we've been naughty teenagers at one time in life, so
of course
we know what it's about, really. You know.
Right. Okay. So. I think I've already asked you the question about what would you do differently, and I think you've kind of answered that. And then I asked you what advice would you give to actually, I'm going to ask you that now. What advice would you give to the individual out there who, 1, if they are pregnant, 2, if they're thinking about getting pregnant, or a parent who's actually going through this, I can't use the word challenge because it's different for everybody. So you can take your time and answer.
Well, for someone who is already pregnant out there, it's not easy. It might look like a newborn baby girl. I can dress her up and make her look pretty, still be able to go out with my friends. But babes, trust me, you might have all your friends around you now, but when that baby comes, you're going to be on your own with your child. and you're just your supportive network, i.e. your mom, your dad.
That's if you're lucky.
If they're, right, that's if they're there for you like that. I was lucky enough to have mine to kind of carry us along.
Yeah.
So if you're someone who's thinking, someone young who's thinking of getting pregnant, it's not, enjoy life. Enjoy life. I wouldn't say get pregnant right now. Establish yourself first, because babies aren't cheap. I have gone to my mum several times. It's not easy.
Apart from babies not being cheap, I think psychological as well. Because you're on your own. This is your baby, this is your child, and you're the one who's going to have to look after this child.
Exactly. It sets you back. It sets you, because I had goals, I had ambitions. I wanted to be a singer, I wanted to be a hairdresser, and it sets you back. It doesn't stop you, but a child sets you back a couple years, because you have to make sure, or not even make sure, you've got to do school. Or make sure your child has that 15 hours, they give you 15 hours for the children. So until they get to that point, that's when you got a little free time, that's when you can do you.
Yeah.
But before then, it's difficult. You still wanna party, meet your friends, then you also want mum to babysit, or you have to understand your mum's equally got her life, so you can't just keep on, mum, can you look after my baby? It's hard. I wouldn't say, for me and what I've been through, if you could
do it all over again,
I would, but then I couldn't see my life without my kids right now.
Absolutely. I mean, we all love our children. I've got 3 children myself, and I had my kids quite late. I think I had my son at 25. Wasn't married at the time, but I had him at 25, and then I had my daughter at 27. And I've just had a last one who's 9 at the moment. There's no right, wrong way to do this. You know, I will be honest though, I don't think I could have done it at 15, because at 25 I was like, I don't know where I am with this. You know, so
so I've got to be grateful to my mum and my grandma, just my family in general, for being there for me, because it was young, and I had them had the first 2 kind of back to back. Within like the same year, not within the same year, but you know, you in 03, then Hezekiah came 04. Yeah. So they're quite close together. Yeah. So I have to be like, take my hat off to my mum. She's my everything.
So if I tend to use there's no right or wrong way to do this, is there?
No, there's not.
It happens, and then you kind of get on with it.
Yeah, it's true.
What advice would you kind of give
to anyone
out there?
To be honest, with anyone out there, obviously if you are sexually active, whatever, you need to make sure that you're using condoms, you've got to have the implant, taking the pill, whatever, because it's fun to have fun. We're all human, we get urges, but listen, when you see that your period hasn't come and you're checking, that's when your life's going to turn upside down. Enjoy your life now. I wish I was able to travel a bit more than I have and do a lot more with my life than what I did. I would never regret my children, because they made me who I am today. My life wouldn't be the same without them, and they wouldn't be the same children if I had them a few years later. They wouldn't be who they are now. So in my eyes, they were the best thing for me, but for everybody else, it's not like that. You have to take your time slowly.
So would you say that you agree with the way that I think schools are kind of doing sex education at a very young age? What do you think about that? I thought that would raise a few eyebrows.
No, I don't want my 5 and 7-year-olds knowing about intercourse and how babies are made. I'll tell them.
Is it that young? I thought it was from year 6.
No, they're trying to make
it younger. The awareness, try to bring in the awareness, but I just don't think at that age their minds are ready for that.
So even though you had a child very young age, you would say that, what age would you think is the appropriate age for schools to teach about sex education?
I think 16 and upwards. Because you know, at 16 or even at 14, some girls know what they want. Especially, I'm not like targeting or trying to label, but you know, like some children who are grown up in like a broken home, sort of, where they don't have both parents. They might feel like, oh, I don't have my dad, my mum's always nagging. It pushes you to your friends, and then through friends you get into certain stuff. So I think awareness from a lot of 16-year-olds, and they're independent now, can handle their own. So I think from that stage, 16 and upwards, I think that's the better best time to bring in that awareness and that knowledge to them.
Viewers, please do comment, share the page, share everything, and just keep commenting, because we really want all the messages coming through so we can open the phone lines and answer some of your burning questions that you might have. So Z, what do you think then about this sort of sex education at this age? And
it's hard.
It's hard?
It's very hard. You can't really put an age on it, but it's true that under the age of 14, 15, you don't need to really know about it as such.
do you think that knowing about it might encourage one to go and experiment?
Sometimes, yeah, because
it's
it's just like, oh, what's that? What is it about? So some kids are very like, oh, I want to find out what it is. And that's how the trouble could start. But you obviously can't blindfold them to reality either, because then you're just going to make them foolish. And then they're going to end up doing something stupid. So I don't know. It's very difficult. I can't, with girls, I think because some children, we do start our periods quite young. With me, I started about 11, 12. So maybe at that age you could start telling them little things, not the whole everything about it, but you could tell them little bits and bobs, and then work them way up as they get older. But you can't just throw it all at them at once. It's too much to handle.
Because I think Betty mentioned something that was really interesting. I think you mentioned something like broken home. People come from broken home. Do you think that if you come from a broken home, then maybe you're more kind of geared to go this way of having a child young? Do you think?
Yeah, sometimes. I'm just talking from my experience. My parents divorced when I was really young, and I got given to my grandma, and I just feel like it's like a circle of life, because I've grown up out of a broken home without both parents. That's how it's become for my children.
Oh, right. So you think history's repeated itself?
Yeah, it's not intentional. I didn't meet these men to have baby and then break up, but trials and tribulations of life, you go through things, and no relationship is perfect. And I'm always left at the end of it holding the baby. Like I said, I don't regret none of my children, but yeah, I think it's like, it's when you grow out of a broken, it goes that way, unless you've got one of those parents who've got the backbone that will straighten you up. You know what? I'll take your child. You go and do you. Unfortunately, I didn't have it like that.
Because I actually know of an incident where there is somebody that I know whose child fell pregnant quite young, but they're married. They're a couple. So it's not necessarily from a broken home. I think it depends on the individual.
It's true.
And they've been married for years, and they come from a very beautiful, wonderful family. But hey, this young girl went off and got herself pregnant. So it can be not just broken home. It can be, you know,
that's just me talking from experience. That's what happens.
I feel like sometimes it might just be because a child wants that kind of love. And whatever. So when you've got now this boyfriend or whatever, you feel like oh, you're in that relationship, you're in love, everything happened. Some people, unfortunately, there's some people out there that they're only with their partner 4 months, 5 months, and then boom, you're pregnant. If you've been in a long time relationship and then you've had these children and then the breakups have occurred, it's not, I don't see it as it's that bad, but breakups are hard. Like we don't no one gets in a relationship to say, oh, I know we're gonna break up. In the intentions of knowing we're going to break up.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Now, Betty, when you broke the news to Mum, what happened?
Oh,
well, from a Ghanaian parented background.
Do you know what it is? So, it's like you said, from being a Ghanaian parent. Like my grandma told me. I came in one day and she was like, come here. Why does your neck look like that? She could tell, and she was like, I've had dreams of fishes. What's going on? I was like, Grandma, please.
Did you know then?
Do you know what it is? Because my grandma's a very superstitious person. So when she comes to me, I always think inside the box, like what can she, or outside the box, what can she really mean? That's what actually prompted me, because my grandma's always said, you know, like fishes means baby, or like wearing white in your dream is marriage or something like that. So yeah, that's what kind of made me go and check myself, and I was like, wow.
Was you surprised? Did you not know you were pregnant at the time?
To be honest, I was surprised.
Oh, you didn't know you were pregnant at the time?
No, I didn't.
How far had you gone?
I think it was early stages. So you know when the initial, like I think 4 weeks, 6 weeks. I think I was around about that stage. So it was really early, and I told her, and she was like, wow. Well, I knew it though, because I've seen it. So what are you going to do? And I'm like, have my baby. You know, because it's like, at the time it was just having a baby, So, oh my gosh.
Did you find that there was a bit of a stigma attached to that, being so young and having a child? And obviously coming from our community. Are you from Ghana as well?
No, I'm from Guyana.
Oh, you're from Ghana.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not in particular. Not in particular. I don't think I was stigmatized so much. I think maybe after the second and then third child came, it was more like, isn't she gonna do something with herself? It's like I actually it came across one time, we heard through the grapevine that they said, my grandma's granddaughter's a baby making machine. Like,
oh dear.
Yeah, like I got stigmatized like that, but it's not even that.
Yeah.
So people are gonna look on the outside and look, oh, she's got 5 children, but you haven't lived my journey life. You haven't walked my journey. It's not been easy. It's not intentional. Do you know what I mean?
It's not like you've been with them a couple months and then.
Yeah, all my kids
years,
have come out from long-term relationships.
Oh right, okay.
It's not just been 4-6 months and then you're falling pregnant. All my kids have come from long-term relationships.
Wow. That's what makes it interesting, isn't it?
Yeah,
it makes it quite interesting because it's not as if like you met someone 4 months later.
Yeah,
and
no.
It's been like a proper relationship.
Yeah, it was a proper relationship where more time the fathers end up coming and living with me in my small 2-bedroom flat. But you know, when you're in love at the beginning, it's just you're all about that guy. Like you just don't want to always be around them. So it was easier for them to just come and live with me because I had the home. Like I've always driven. So like for me, I don't know. Like I'm not gonna say when guys see me, it's like, oh, she's got her own house, she's got big money, she's got a lot of kids, she must have money, got a car. I'm not trying to say I've labelled myself like that, but I've always entertained them to come because I've had the space. I can't take my 3 kids and go to his house. Do you know what I mean? So it's easier for them to come to me. So
do you think that the men should be responsible, Z, as well? It's not all down to us.
Of course.
We're talking about contraceptive, we're talking about this here, there,
yeah, because we all know what comes out of unprotected sex.
Absolutely.
So equally, if you're in a relationship, sorry to cut you, if you're in a relationship and you're with a man, you both should have the understanding, we know what happens, let's protect ourselves.
Exactly.
But when you're young, you don't think of that. You're just in love. And then when it hits the fan, you're like, oh my gosh.
So we're talking to both boys who are 16, 15, as well as girls.
Definitely.
You know, you guys know the outcome. I'm sure YouTube and Google has showed you lots of things.
Enough, you know.
So, like, just be smart.
Yeah.
Just be smart about it. Live your life and have fun.
I think what's quite upsetting for me sometimes is when the whole responsibility is falling on the woman.
Yeah.
And it's like the guys are not really kind of have a finger pointed at them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So why should we carry the burden? This is a two-way traffic.
Yeah, it's easy for the man to go off and move on.
Yeah.
And start afresh. But for us, we're left holding the baby. It's difficult for us now with our 2-3 children to move on and meet someone else.
Yeah. Okay, so viewers, the lines will be open now. I mean, we're ready to take calls now. If you've got any question at all that you want to ask us, do ring the number, and the number will appear on the screen, but I'll also repeat it for you. It's 07944 346028, and I'll repeat that again, 07944 346028. The lines are open now. Do call us. This is what this program is about. Dimpers TV is about sharing our ideas, sharing the things that we're going through. I think this is such a fantastic topic. There must be a parent out there who's probably going through what Betty's been through and perhaps needs some kind of advice, or maybe what Betty shared with us this afternoon. The lines are open, so we're waiting for your calls. Whilst we're waiting, I'll turn to Z and tell us a little bit about your children and your family and how great it is to be married, you know, from the positive angle as well as this angle.
My oldest is 8.
Not that I'm saying this angle is negative.
No, but
it's
good to have different views. But with me, I had my first child when I was 20 years old, going on 21. That was probably the scariest experience of my life. She was born premature. She was born at 26 weeks exactly. So I had to have emergency C-section because I had was it preeclampsia or eclampsia. So it was a very tough time bringing her up. My mum was there for me, so it made it a bit easier. Growing up with a parential child, it was very hard at the beginning because I didn't know what to do. I had to keep taking her for MRI scans and stuff like that because she was so young. It was hard. I then met my partner when she was about 2, and I fell in love instantly. It was.
Is that the partner you're married to now?
Yeah, I'm married to now.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it was literally instant. As soon as we met at work, so literally as soon as I walked into the workplace, I saw him standing out.
That's my future husband.
That's exactly what I said. I was like, I'm getting him. I know that's the one I'm gonna have.
Oh.
And I didn't tell him at the beginning, but I told him a few days later. I was like, yeah, do you know what? I knew it was gonna. Yeah, I knew it was gonna happen. And then when he ended up proposing to me, it was like,
wonderful.
yeah, it's like about time. Having the wedding and everything, and him there planning it with me and whatever, it was really nice.
Wonderful.
Obviously, we did have our little arguments, our ups and downs or whatever, but for us to be able to pull through it when there's certain things, the littlest things we couldn't pull through together to do, it was nice.
Awesome.
We made our family whole that day, and it was beautiful.
So I just want to share with the viewers, I've got 2 ladies here. One who is Betty, who had a baby at the age of 16, single mum of 5 with 4 different fathers. Yeah. Then I've got Z here, who's married. Married quite young, really.
Yeah.
Who's got 2 children, married for 8 years.
No, I'm married for 1 year, but
Married for 1 year.
For 7 years.
Together for 7 years. Call us, please. Do call us and throw the questions at both ladies and myself, of course. We really want to receive these calls. We want to see your comments here. I think there are a few comments coming through from, if I can share these with you. We've got a comment here. Someone said 32 with 5 children. Wow. I think that's a positive way that she's actually saying. And then I've got a view. Somebody else has put a comment here. You lost out a lot on your education, career, sanity, as well as.
Yeah,
she's saying.
yeah. That comment I can relate to because I didn't get to do my GCSEs because obviously I had to stop school and just concentrate on the children. So now that I'm older, the kids are settled, I want to study to be a nurse into the midwifery industry, and I've got to do my GCSEs. It's one of the entry requirements. So I've now, in my adulthood, got to go back and do my GCSEs again, do my English and maths assessments again. So I've got to start afresh now. But do you know what? There's no time like the best time. God's time is the best time.
I agree entirely. I agree entirely. I think what's really beautiful with your story, Betty, is that, listen, I had kids young, but I'm turning my life around. I've been there for my children.
Yeah.
I've never relied on anyone. I'm doing this. No matter what anyone thinks, I'm still running with my dreams and aspirations.
Exactly.
And I think that's really awesome, because not everybody pulls through that way.
Exactly.
There are a lot of negativities that will go around, but you've got to look up and you've got to say to yourself, look, this is my walk and this is my journey, and I'm going to turn my life around. And this is why I think it's really important that you came on the show to share with our viewers that, look, it's not the end of the world. As much as I might have my children young, I'm turning my life around. I had my kids I had my children 25. I'm still turning my life around. You had your children at what age? 20.
Yeah.
And it's a journey that we all kind of have to keep going on, and there's no right or wrong, really.
No.
So, viewers, the lines are still open. Let me share the number with you again, 079 44 346 028. Again, 079 44 346 028. Again, someone's put here, someone said, look, abortion is murder. So, hats off to you, girl. Because some people will go down that route, won't they?
Yeah, they would.
And I think it's amazing that you're still here and you're sharing your story with us. It's not easy coming on these shows talking about a journey that, could have made or break you.
Yeah.
And you're here sharing it, which is amazing.
You don't want to be judged in... Certain people look at you in a different light and be like, oh, she only wanted to have her children so the government could give her money, she get the benefits, get a flat. No, it wasn't like that at all.
Kids are not fun and toys, No, you can't just put them down when you're in your children. No.
Can't just push them to the corner. It's a full-time job.
Yeah.
Literally.
If I don't ever work, I'm a full-time mum to my kids. That's work in its own. I budget money, I do shopping, everything's involved. All the criteria you have to go and look for a job. You equally as a mother, you have that naturally.
Yeah. Yes. It's really interesting that you mentioned some people have kids and they think they're going to get flat and so forth. Face that camera for me and just tell the world out there, boys and girls, that it's not. That's not the route.
That is not what you're going to gain. You're not going to have baby and go to the council and say they're not going to do it. No,
it's
not after Grenfell anyway.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
sorry.
mean? The council don't have properties. I'm in a 2-bedroom with my 5 children. I'm for the last 8 years I've been fighting to get out, and I still am. I've got no front room because my son had scoliosis.
What's
so scoliosis was a deformity in his back.
Okay.
So the middle of his spine was curved.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So he was 5'8" before operation. He's now 6'1", where they've pushed his spine straight.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a bunk bed.
Mm-hmm.
He was at the top. He couldn't climb after surgery.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to sacrifice my front room to give him a bedroom. So I have no social area, even for the kids. It's hectic in my house.
So this is real. This is a real talk.
Yeah.
Real people.
talk.
Yeah.
Talking
Real
about
talk.
real life experiences. So I just want you to carry on talking, Betty, to the camera and tell these young people that it's not about
what it
going
is.
out there,
Yeah.
getting pregnant, getting yourself a flat, and hey, guess what? It's not going to be perfect.
No, it isn't.
Because the mental state as well, and all the repercussions, and all the
Catches up.
yeah,
It catches
finance
up.
problems and things we go through all catch up. Sometimes, if you're not careful, you can make or break.
Yeah, it can. For me, I just feel like I was just so intertwined in my life at the time, so it just was like partner after partner after partner. But it was like I said, it wasn't short-term relationships. They were spread out. So I just didn't have time for me. I was just, at the time, I just wanted a partner. I wanted that companionship. So that's why I think I just went down that route. But
do you think that
now,
maybe you were looking for love, and you wanted a male figure to love you? Like
yeah,
a
I
dad
think
figure?
I had another professional tell me that maybe because I used the term grew up from a broken home, I lacked that father figure. So that's why I kept on pursuing it.
Yes.
I kept on pursuing that male bond model around me, and when I had that, I didn't want to let it go. I've come from some domestic violence relationships, and it was hard to break out because I wanted him to stay, because that was our pillar, that was our comfort, our blanket. But sometimes you gotta just break free.
Do you know, it's really interesting you say that, because you know our founder of Dean Pets TV, he's a marriage counsellor. And sometimes when we're having conversation, he would normally say, look, it's so important that fathers play a real big role in their children's lives.
Yeah.
Because that example that you're giving is typical of what sometimes we speak about.
Yeah.
Because if that daddy figure isn't there, you find a bloke, you think he loves you after 3 weeks, can I say that, or 2? You fall in love with this person. A year down the line, you're pregnant with a child. What do? They disappear, and you think, I need that love again.
Yeah.
So you go looking, don't you?
To fill the void.
Yeah, because like what I can say to any girl or that's thinking or planning on having a child, don't think you're going to be with the guy you're with now.
Just
the next 5 years, trust me, you're not going to be with him. It's going to be a vicious circle where you're going to be with Mr. A, you're going to break up with Mr. A and you've got Mr. A's child, then Mr. B is going to come along and look after Mr. A's child. Then you're going to be with him for some time, and then Mr. C is going to come and look after Mr. A's child. So that's why I say circle of life. It's not picture perfect, pushing buggy down Croydon High Road,
just
going
looking
shopping,
cute,
looking cute. No, you get
matching with your child, like that's what it is nowadays. Like it's fashion trend to have a baby. It's not a little puppy or a dog.
It's not, because when I was young, I got pushed into the private sector through the housing. So I had my own house. That means I had to accumulate my own phone line, my own phone electric, and I got a lot of debts along the way. So now that I'm in my permanent council flat, all those debts from the years back, they're now catching up with me. So someone who might think, oh, she's got 5 children, she must have money. My money's paying my debts.
You know
that I've accumulated over the years. Don't get me wrong, I look good and my kids look good because we're happy, we're comfortable, but like you know,
differently.
It's
behind
like
the scenes.
The behind the scenes is different.
That's really great. I'm really happy that you touched up on that. That's really, really awesome. Thank you for sharing that. So viewers, if you've got any comments at all for us, do drop those comments there. Do ring. The phone lines are still open. 07944 340 028. Let me also mention that Dean Pals TV, it's purely done on his own, so we are looking for sponsors. If you find this program interesting, or if you feel like you can help in any shape or form, please do call us or drop us an email, which will pop up on the screen very soon. If not, ring us and we'll give you that email, because I've actually kind of forgotten about what the email is at the moment. You can also follow us on social media, which Facebook or YouTube. So the lines are still open and we're here to answer your questions. Do call us. It's really important that you share your story with us. If not, if you want to ask Betty a question, she's right here. If you want to ask Z a question, she's right here. And if you want to talk to me as well, we're right here and we can answer some of those questions for you. So, moving on. Okay, this is the real nitty-gritty bit, okay? So what hope have you got for the future? Aspirations and your dreams? I know you said you want to be a nurse.
Yeah.
But
right now, I'm just putting myself on like a pause and just concentrating on the children. Yeah, I've got a lot of, obviously we all got hopes and dreams for the future. Moving out of my 2-bed into a bigger property for the sanity of my children and myself, and going on holidays with my children. I've never been on holiday in my adulthood. I actually haven't.
yeah,
It might be surprising.
it's difficult, isn't it?
It's difficult when you've got
kids,
children.
yeah.
It's like, fair enough, I've got my mum and my grandma to help me, but they're equally old and growing up, and they've equally got their own lives, that they go to their own functions. So I can't just, Mum, I'm going out this Saturday. I can't just do that and expect her to just be like, okay, bring them.
Yeah.
She's got her own things doing. So yeah, time is still young.
Yeah, I think someone's
Still
asked a
coming up.
question here, and they said, where are the men or the fathers of these kids? Where are they? Are they playing a part? Which will move me on to another question, which I will ask Z when you finish answering this for me.
They are around. They are around. They don't play a big part. Like I said before, it's the consistency. It's here and there. It's got to take me to ask for money. They're not just, oh, here's, I put some money in your account. I've always got to go asking. So they're around. Obviously, I didn't trip over and get myself pregnant. They are there, but they just don't play a consistent part in their children's lives.
Nice. Which moves me on to Z. What advice have you got for those men that think it's all right to go around getting these women pregnant and just going off? What advice? If you face the camera, please, and
To be honest,
just talk to them direct, because
that's
they
the
need to be.
saddest thing you can ever do. Because like, forget about the woman that you did whatever with. You're leaving a child behind. You're leaving that precious baby. How could you ever want to leave something so precious? Come on, because half the people out here, they're struggling to have children. Do you know how much people would give their right arm to just have a child, and you're just up and leaving them like it's just a pair of trainers, I can just get another one. And then certain men are actually going out there having other kids after the one you just had. Does that make any sense? And then you're not taking care of them. What was the point of you doing that?
Absolutely. And
Like, you're making your child suffer. Forget about the woman. Forget about whatever strippiness you had. You're making the child suffer.
Yeah. And we don't want the history to repeat itself.
Yeah.
So
Because what's going to happen is that they've had these kids, they're gone. Our children now grow up. Oh, we've got someone calling, isn't it? It's exciting. I love it when we get a phone call. So, okay. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Dimpes Lounge. How can I help you?
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
One of these ladies as well. I've got a question to the lady on, I think, the right?
The lady with the short hair. Yes.
Right.
Is that Betty?
Is it epic?
Betty.
Betty, okay. Betty, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
I've got just a question for you, right? You said you've got 5 kids and you're 32 years old, isn't it?
That's correct.
Okay. Have you ever been married or not?
No, unfortunately, I haven't been married.
Okay, then. Now, my question is, why did you kept on having children when the guys were not sticking? You had 1, he didn't stick around, he went. And then 2 came in, 3 came in. What exactly was going on at that time in your life that you couldn't make, a decision to say, no, they're not sticking around, so I'm not going to have babies anymore?
Okay.
Okay. So, are you all right with that?
That is quite heavy, isn't it?
Oh, no. This is what the show's about.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what's the point? It defeats why we're here. And I think it's really important that this question has come through, actually. Because I knew at some point someone would ask. And if someone didn't ask, I was going to ask. So I'm glad you did ring to ask. So that's amazing.
I think being young as well and being very promiscuous, it that played a lot of part. Not putting myself out there too much, but yeah, I was a little sexually active. So when I got into one relationship, my first two came from the same father. So after me and him broke up, I was still young. So I was still out there kind of meeting guys, and then met my thirdborn's dad, and then was just going out. We're going out. He knows I've got 2 children. We're just in a relationship, just going on, and then pregnancy came, and obviously he stuck with me after that. Then obviously through the trials and tribulations of being in a relationship, because anything can happen, we ended up breaking up. So then I had my 3rd child, and I was on my own now. So that means now I've got 2 baby fathers, and I'm still young, I'm still lively, I still look fresh. I'm gonna meet another person. Do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna just shut myself off from society. I'm still gonna put myself out there. And then that's when obviously the 4th child came, and then the 5th child. But now after the 5th child,
You've actually slipped it.
I've calmed down now. My children, they're expensive.
I like that. Yes, I think she thought, right, that's it. Close, no more.
Yeah, no more. And because obviously I'm an only child for my mum, and my mum's the only child for my grandma, so it's like I've made the family.
Yeah, the whole.
I've made the family. So yeah.
So
You know, the reason why I asked that question was I felt there was something of that sort.
Yeah.
Because basically, when you are the only child in a family and you're a female, basically your mom will be on your neck, your grandparents, especially the granny.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, you have it. No. You're the only child. You need to give a family to your mom. You have to, expand the family and blah, blah, blah. It'll keep on. And that keeps our heads full up.
Yeah.
And so you kept going on as well. Whilst we don't forget that, oh, we're going to grow. And no matter what our parents are there to help us, yet still, we are the main responsibility for these children.
Exactly. And I don't cut you. And I also, there came times where my grandma was like, oh, you're pregnant. Well, we are not aborting. In our house, we don't do abortion. So even if I did want to get rid, I couldn't.
Yeah.
Because I was stigmatized.
Which is okay. I mean, it's okay. Do you understand? And, I just want to say kudos to you. I applaud you so much.
Thank you.
Life,
amazing.
you go through it so much, but the end of it is when you get to a place that you get to understand yourself, and then you sit back and you begin to access yourself, and then you get to know that, oh no, this is the time now. Now, I've drawn the line now.
Yeah.
I want to do me. So, I mean, well done to you.
Thank
Keep it
you.
going, you understand? And I know that you can still achieve your dreams and your aims as well.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's never too late. It's never too late until you give up.
Thank
So don't
you.
give up, keep pressing forward, and you will definitely get there. Okay.
That's
Thank you
really
so much.
awesome.
Amen.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
so
your
much.
call. Do share the program for us, and of course get the phone calls coming in. We've got about 10 minutes to go, so we're still here to take phone calls and so forth. Now, I want to share a little bit of good news because there is statistics out there about teenage pregnancy, and an article that was written by Financial Times on the 27th of March 2018 last year. It reads, the teenage pregnancy rate in England and Wales hit a record low in 2016. So it's not as high as we thought it was.
Yeah.
Falling by 10% since 2015 and by 60% since 1998. And that's from the Office of National Statistics, which was reported on the Tuesday of that date. So fertility rates have been declined across all ages, except from women over 40, who are now having children.
Yeah.
So teenage pregnancy has actually it's a lot lower,
Yeah.
but more women of the age of 40 plus, after their career and everything, start to want to have to start a family. So the rate of that has increased by 2% in 2016, So 1,000 women gave birth in that year. This compares to 6.6 in 1990. The under 18 conception rate was 18.9, 1,000 women in that age group. So it's not as stressful as it sounds,
Yeah.
but it's so
You still
great
have
having
to-
you here to talk about your real life experience, which is what Dean Pets TV is about. It's real lives, real stories.
Yeah.
We tell it as it is on this platform. So yeah, I think it's amazing having you here. And that phone call was really, really like uplifting, isn't it? Yeah. Great to share your story with us this afternoon. So it's increased participation in higher education, increased female participation in labour force, the increased importance of career. Lots and lots of women are thinking, I am not having a child at 16. I'm not going to let no man get me pregnant and disappear. Yeah? So a lot of women want their career first.
Yeah.
They want their education first before they even meet that guy who's going to probably move in with them, and it's going to be a Beyonce story. Like, do you know what?
Yeah. Whether you're young or old, getting into a relationship and then having a child, the man can leave you at any
Any
time.
time.
It doesn't mean you don't have to be a teenager and leave. They can leave you and you're 30, 40 years old and they can still leave you.
Absolutely.
So
Or the other way around. Women also leave.
That's
don't
what I'm
they?
saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
There are
a lot of
single fathers out
men,
there.
I mean, there's a lot of single fathers out there. Don't know many, but we do most of the work, you know.
Hats off to you guys.
Hats off to
Yeah.
you.
know?
If you work
Just
somebody
doing
out,
it.
Yeah.
carry on doing what you're doing. So that's been a really amazing. Thank you so much, ladies, for coming on today. I see you've got a t-shirt on.
Yeah.
And the meaning of
We
that
got them
t-shirt, girls for real.
Because
Yeah.
we are real girls talking about real stuff.
Yeah.
Excellent. And on that back of that t-shirt, kindly for me. Dean Pets TV, here we go. Yeah, we've got our crew here. So it's not all doom and gloom here. You know, they've actually gone out their way and have got a t-shirt printed, which is to talk about like their experiences and so forth. Betty, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's amazing meeting you today. I think you've been amazing and you've educated the world out there. Thank you, Z, for coming today.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Till we meet again in 2 weeks' time. Bye-bye.